one last email here from John Sprague, to finish off the podcast. He says, Phil, the comments you have made in several videos regarding pedagogy, I'm probably not saying that right, and various programs of study have been rolling around in my head. Do you suppose that there is some perverse, masochistic expectation in Western culture generally, or a subconscious Protestant work ethic, if you can't do it right, do it hard, ha ha ha, that pervades educational systems, an expectation that to attain your goals requires hard work and suffering? When I just read this, I just thought, because I learned recently that I've been reading a lot of stuff about schooling lately, just general school stuff, and I've been getting into this guy, John Taylor Gatto, or Gatto, as they say in American English. John Taylor Gatto. He's all about homeschooling, and he's got these fascinating books all about just everything wrong with the current schooling system. And one of the things that he says, I believe, is there's this incredible book that I still haven't finished reading because it's so big, The Underground History of American Schooling. It's fantastic. And in it, he talks about the word pedagogy. And it comes from, I believe, the Greek, or possibly, the Greek word for pedagogue, which, as some of you know, means a dull and pedantic tutor. There's these people that were employed by wealthy households in Rome and Greece to force their children to learn the things they're supposed to learn. Force, like with a stick, essentially. So that says everything, doesn't it, really? That's what we use, and that's the term pedagogy that we use to describe a system of learning or curriculum. Yes, I completely agree. And I highly recommend you go and read some John Taylor Gatto if you haven't already. It is such I'm trying to they're very hard to find I'm trying to find a Chinese copy so I can read it in Chinese, but I haven't yet been successful. The method so far, talking about our course, the Mandarin Blueprint Method. The method so far has been effortless. I won't say easy, and nor should you, because it's not really. You're learning an entire language, right? I won't say easy. I don't mean that. Passive isn't the word. Gentle, I mean information seeps in rather than being painfully forced in. It's too easy. No one got hurt. It isn't taking hours and hours of hand cramping, misery, bleary-eyed reading. It sounds like you and Luke both did a good bit of that yet, and I think it's what most people are accustomed to and expect when tackling a difficult subject. Just my 2 cents, no need to reply. Well, absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And to hear you say that about our method, that's exactly what we're going for. Me and Phil, this is exactly the reason why we spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours testing and tweaking and creating this method. Just because we were I felt, to be honest, almost definitely cheated by the system, but almost abused by it. It's the way that we're taught stuff in school. I was taught to hate my subjects. I remember when I took art, because I love art and design. I'm not like a genius at it. I've never really studied it, but I have a natural affinity for it, and I enjoy it immensely. And everything to do with design, I take care of with the course. But I just love it, and I always loved art as a kid. And I signed up for an art class, and I remember the teacher thought it was a bit too much of, I guess it was like a free spirit. I didn't really like to listen to the rules that much. I just like to draw stuff on tables and stuff like that. But I remember she once said this. She was talking to me, but she sort of pretended she was talking to the whole class. She's like, you have to follow the rules in this class. Even Picasso could fail this class. And I just didn't get that. I didn't get that. Even one of the most famous genius artists of art in history could fail art. That doesn't mean that he's wrong. That means that the course is wrong, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. And people, especially when it comes to languages, which is just, it's not about learning facts. I can imagine that this style of learning that's very sort of like strict, formal, traditional style of learning might work for mathematics or science, I guess. I don't know, maybe not even then, but learning something like a language this way, it's just silly, because learning a language is not learning a bunch of facts. And and especially the way that they teach is, like you say, like painfully forcing it in, you know. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. And I'm so glad you're getting a positive vibe from that's an understatement. You're saying it's been effortless. I mean, that's amazing. So I hope that's if anyone's listening, as I usually say, if anyone's listening who hasn't tried the course yet, and when I say try, I mean do 20 characters, 30 characters worth of the method, and then come back to us. And if you're not hooked after 20 or 30 characters, and you're not 100% sure that it's going to work for you, we want to know why. We really want to know, because why wouldn't you be? I'm sorry, I've bigged up the course way too much. I'm sort of venturing into the realms of just big-headedness now. So this is just silly. So, but you get the idea. It works, guys. And that's why, and John thinks it works too. And give it a try if you haven't already. And I think I'll leave it there, because I'm just starting to get annoying now. So thank you guys, as usual, very much for listening.